Video games are a tricky art form, I'm sure everyone would agree with that. There's so much that could go wrong in the pre-production, production, and post-production of video games that could lead them to be absolute catastrophes. However, there is a certain part of video game production that not a lot of people like to talk about. The research, design, and manufacturing process of these games is always something that eludes me. I never really hear too many people talking about why this case looks like this and that case looks like that. Why do Japanese PS4 covers always look better than North American ones? Why do European Nintendo Switch games have the titles centered on the spine? So we're going to start a new series here where we're going to break down North American box art by manufacturer, and we're going to compare it and contrast it to the previous and future iterations of said manufacturer's box art. That's right, it's time to tell the cardboard and plastic on the inside to fuck off, and it's time to look at the cardboard and plastic on the outside. Welcome to Package Patrol. And if you're wondering who the topic of our first episode of Packaging Patrol is, I've been looking for an excuse to be doxxed. The Xbox will always be known to me as someone else's favorite gaming platform. There's no secret that Microsoft is incredibly important to gaming infrastructure and is very important to the way we play games nowadays. Hell, I have a Game Pass subscription. I think it's absolutely criminal how good of a deal it is. The Xbox, though, was never really much of my cup of tea. I had a PS2 during the original Xbox era. I had a PS3 during the 360 era. I never owned an Xbox One, although I owned an Xbox One kiosk and turned it into a PS2 kiosk just to say fuck you Microsoft. And as much as I would like either a Series X or a Series S so I have an excuse to play Thrillville in 4K, good luck finding one. I basically had to break someone's thumbs in order to find a PlayStation 5. Although I did have to view them from afar for the longest time, I will say that the Xbox packaging is absolutely phenomenal. I love the neon green color. It's a lot nicer than the boring ass black color that the PS2 had. It reminds me a lot of the PlayStation 1 Greatest Hits cover, which is something we'll get back to in the PlayStation video, but to give you the Cliff Notes version, I've always dug the green and black color scheme so much. The Xbox is right up my alley. I'm so glad I waited 18 years to get an Xbox. But we're here to talk about the game covers, and I've always enjoyed the packaging for the original Xbox games. Some say it's a little too simplistic. I say less is more. I think that the nice black Xbox banner at the top with the logo being in 3D is a really cool effect. The banner doesn't take up that much space, which is awesome considering the fact that the Xbox Live enabled games have their own banner that goes underneath the main banner, and I think that it looks pretty awesome. Nothing looks out of place or too gaudy or big here. The spine situation is also pretty good. You get the Xbox logo, the name of the game, that's about it. The back of the box has plenty of space for both screenshots and descriptions of the game that you're looking at, along with plenty of space for the legal mumbo jumbo on the bottom, and other important information such as how many players are compatible with the game. I can't get over how good these covers look. I think the green and black has aged perfectly, but was also really appropriate for the time. Imagine if they used silver instead, it would look like shit. God fucking damn it, Microsoft. Does anyone like the look of Platinum Hits Xbox games? Yes, I know they're platinum because platinum hits, but I think that the fake silver looks really cheap. They also inverted the pleasant black to an off-white gray that doesn't really look that good, and they absolutely plastered some of these platinum hit games with giant best-selling Xbox game badges. Like, we get it, Microsoft. I mean, shit, some of these are even on the spine. Why? The case is a different color, the header's a different color, the spine's a different color. You can tell from a mile away that this is different than your normal Xbox game, Microsoft. You didn't have to be this insecure about it. I don't think that these are terrible. I just don't personally like the look of them compared to the other Xbox games in my collection. They stick out like sore thumbs. If they just changed the header color or just changed the case color, then I wouldn't really care too much. But the fact that they've gone out of their way to make sure you know you have a Platinum Hits Xbox game bothers the absolute hell out of me. The standard Xbox games, though, they look awesome. Let's move up a generation to the 360. Now the 360's had a couple different case designs. The original launch designs looked like this. The white on black here isn't as bad as it was with the previous generation, probably because of the absence of silver. It looks a lot more clean here, a lot nicer. Halfway through the generation, they decided to revise the spine a little bit, as well as add some green little swishes to the front. I think it looks pretty good. I gotta applaud Microsoft for their consistency, because even their big Steelbook games ended up looking really nice this generation. It doesn't look out of place at all. And this is what the 360's Platinum Hits initially looked like, and my god, this is how you do it. Nothing on the spine, nothing garish on the front, just a little emblem that tells you, yes, this is a bestseller. This looks awesome. How did they fuck it up? Ugh. I will admit the banner looks a little less garish, but the spine is absolutely unforgivable. Did anyone that was prototyping this design put it next to other 360 games? Like, my god. They also unveiled some purple cases for Xbox Kinect games, and these I don't mind so much. It tells you what games you need the Kinect for. The purple doesn't stand out too badly from the green, surprisingly. And the games that are compatible with the Kinect but don't require it are mitigated to having a little banner at the top that isn't very invasive at all. In conclusion, the Xbox 360 cases aren't too bad. The only freaks I could think of were the platinum hits which I mentioned earlier, and one I wanted to save till last. Have you ever seen the 360 games that were compatible with the original Xbox? Yeah, this doesn't look natural. Moving up one final generation, since the Xbox One and Series X cases are basically the exact same. I love the embroidered Xbox logo on the top, it looks really nice, and the spines are super clean. I don't think I have a single complaint about these cases. Holy fuck! Who the hell puts a disc in the left side of the case? I can't think of a single other console in North America that did this. This is so weird. Regardless, other than that, I don't really have many issues with these cases. When they upgraded them to the Series X, they took off the One and just left it as Xbox. This looks awesome. It's a great way to transition the last generation to the current one, and I'm glad that they didn't really mess with the design too much. I've also been made aware that they've done this for the previous generation, so the Xbox 360 games share the same box design as the Xbox One and Series X. You know, like Burger King.
Burger King?
Overall, this is a really nice way of ending the first episode of Packaging Patrol. Microsoft has a really consistent and awesome box design. The Xbox One and Series X games look excellent on the shelf. So I hope everyone enjoyed the first episode of Packaging Patrol. I decided to go easy for myself to start off and go with Xbox since they only had 3 different box designs throughout their lifespan that changed minorly throughout the years. So let's keep the easy train going. Next time we're going to be taking a look at Sony, you know, like the PS4 people. I don't think they had too many revisions in their lifespan. Wait, this is a PS3 game. Why is it blue?